Recently, I've been approaching the life of minimalism, going into life not feeling like I need to over explain myself. You can call it whatever helps you sleep at night. But one thing I know for sure, I'm going to be myself regardless. If that means some days I do not want to talk, I don't want to over explain myself and overextend myself for other people, then why would I go out of my way to ruin my happiness and my peace? How about them apples? When I get asked, "You're spiritual? What does that mean?" And I'm like, I find it quite funny, but it's also like, wait, hold on. That's a great question. Because spirituality can mean a lot of things. And that's what I've said when I asked that question. I'm like, it just means that one way that I phrase it myself is that, not it cutting off, I believe in something outside of myself. Spirituality is not one way to get to enlightenment. It comes with understanding that there is going to be darkness where light follows. And being able to accept that not every day is going to look the same. Allowing yourself to be guided from your heart. Oh my God, that's so cliche. I'm gonna use this as an example. I was on my walk and I did not have my earphones this time. On that walk, I was just observing my puppies, and we were just walking on the path that I take almost every single day. And every once in a while, I will switch it up. I love novelty. Life is a dream. And I'm not saying this to scare anyone. It just means you get to choose what kind of dream you want to live today. What excitement can happen today? You can either see this as something like psychosis, or you can see this as something like, what if I meet a really good friend of mine? And obviously, maybe we might not be best of friends immediately, or we might, but you never know. It might take a couple of times that you meet with this person for you to notice that this person is not like other people. And not like in a, oh my gosh, I'm so special. No, girl. I mean, like, you have a connection that doesn't feel forced. And it just flows. And they understand you when you don't want to be talkative. But they also accept that you're going to also be talkative here and there. Because what they see in you is what they have within themselves. And it's because they've done the work within themselves to see that. Sometimes being spiritual is also being a human, because we are living a human experience. So of course we're going to want to experience human things, human desires. That does not take away from your spiritual practices, your spiritual being. You're basically just like floating around with thoughts if you don't experience as well. And that goes with, as some people say, mistakes. But you can also put the meaning to that word in a different way. They have no power over you if you put a different meaning to it. Just like a lot of women in this society have changed the B word, for example, B-I-T-C-H, and they have changed it to be empowering, like, oh, I'm a baddie. I don't take BS from no one. And that is a way to empower them and switch the roles in a way where they're not taking their power away. They're not letting anybody else hold that power for them. They're gonna have that space for themselves to be like, you know what? Yeah. Like, for example, when I get called sensitive, like, yeah, I'm sensitive. Like, deal with it. That has nothing to do with you. Me being sensitive is actually a really big advantage. You don't need to explain yourself to no one. I'm explaining to you if you are sensitive as well. And if you're watching this. Another thing with the minimalism, this does not just mean appearance. Sometimes my 2 Leo placements really just want to go all out with my appearance. As I should, honestly. If that doesn't work for you, you're just as worthy as well. But when I mean minimalism, I mean if you know that you are in a rush and you need to be more flexible with your time and you just have a lot on your plate, you don't have to over-explain yourself and overextend yourself. This does not mean dimming your own light. If you know that you naturally have a bubbly personality, then embrace that. If you have that dark side of you, embrace that. But if you want to quantum leap and stay with me, if you want to click out, click off. No hard feelings. What I'm saying is, if you have a lot on your hands, take some of those things off of your hands where you feel as if you are running out of time and you want to get it all out in one go. Why am I overextending myself? And it's not that you can be very passionate and very expressive. It's just saying, if I know that I am needing to rest and I'm going out of my way despite knowing that my body disagrees, you're basically asking for burnout. Be for real. But yeah. And with the minimal thing, I just haven't been called to do makeup as much recently. We as humans are ever changing, meaning one moment you might need something else. Your garden is going to need maybe a lot of vegetables one week, and the next week you want to eat some sweets in there. Switching it up. This allows for your inner child to thrive because you're not holding yourself to an expectation. And this is why a lot of people often tend to be depressed, because you are constraining yourself and restricting yourself to one certain way when really you want to be able to enjoy. Sometimes, like when people say you can fail at a young age, why do you think they say that? Because when you are young and you have no kids, you have few responsibilities, the world is not going to be like your kids are relying on you. Like you're relying on yourself. And if you are living with your parents, aka I'm talking to myself, girl, you are able to have that freedom to take on that failure, because it doesn't mean you're less worthy than the next person because you failed. We all fail. Literally fell, as in like fell on the ground. Like as a little kid, you fell on the ground at least once in your lifetime in order to walk and to learn. It goes the same thing with roller skating, ice skating, skating in general, like so many things. That does not mean you can't get right back up. This is honestly like a little starter up for me and getting more comfortable with the camera and being able to be more in touch with my extrovertness. Extrovert, girl, is that even a word? If the shoe fits, because you may not see it in the moment, but later on you're going to be like, oh my God, that was supposed to happen. It was preparing me for the things coming up that I may have not seen in the moment. I hold so much space and so much love for the past versions of myself and the forgiveness and the grace, because if you don't give yourself the grace, then girl, that part of you was doing the best that they could. And that's more than enough. If you stay into the end of this video, thank you for watching. I like to keep it short and simple because you do not need to go out of your way. And I'm talking to myself. If you feel like you love to give a whole 1 hour video, go for it. And I will sit there and watch it. I sat there and watched a lot of 1 hour videos. But in this moment, this just feels right for me. And if it feels right, then so be it. Like I said, we are ever changing. But yeah, thank you for watching. Until next time.